Hello everyone! I want to thank you guys so much for coming and being here with us and welcome you guys to the annual Pride flag raising to kick off LGBTQ Celebration Month is the word I will use today. Of course, I just want to start really quickly by thanking the City of Fall River and our partners over at Greater Fall River Recreation for all their help in sponsoring our event today. And so today we'll hear from a few members and allies in the LGBT community. We'll tell our stories and we'll share some experiences, and of course, we'll raise our flag. But I just want to kick it off with our first speaker, actually, Mayor Paul Coogan. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome, welcome. I echo what Sean said. We're glad everybody's here today. This is going to be a very, very great event. And I want to thank everybody for joining us here today. I'm honored to be joined here today by members of Fall River LGBTQ community as we mark the beginning of Pride Month by raising a new and improved Pride flag. I want to thank the Fall River Pride Committee for helping us to plan this ceremony along with all the hard work in preparing for their Pride Festival on Sunday. I don't know if those fire trucks are trying to drown me out or we'll wait one second.
They're celebrating with us.
I'll go with Sean's version.
Go with that.
All right. We are here to mark the beginning of Pride Month. In a few days, the area around City Hall will be taken over for a Pride Festival even bigger than in past years. It will be a fun event, and I invite all Fall River families to come down and stop by. But Pride is not just a celebration. It is a time to learn, listen, and emphasize that there is no place for hate or discrimination in Fall River. We have come a long way as a country, state, and city to make life better and more equal for all. But these successes did not always come easily, and I am grateful to the members of our community that paved the way and made Pride possible in Fall River. We are better because of the many diverse communities that call our city home. We have a large community of LGBTQ residents in Fall River. These are involved citizens, leaders, educators, volunteers, and business owners. And we are lucky to be joined here by a few community leaders who make a difference in Fall River every single day, and I look forward to hearing them speak. With that, I would like to present the proclamation announcing June as LGBTQ Pride Month in the city of Fall River. Whereas the city of Fall River cherishes the value and dignity of each person and appreciates the importance of equality and freedom, and all are welcome in the city of Fall River to live, work, play, and every family in any shape deserves a place to call home where they are safe, happy, and supported by friends and neighborhoods. And the city of Fall River denounces prejudice and unfair discrimination based on age, gender, identity, gender expression, race, color, religion, marital status, national origin, sexual orientation, or physical attributes as an affront to fundamental principles. And the city of Fall River appreciates the culture, civic, and economic contributions of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, plus LGBTQ community, which strengthens our social welfare. And whereas it is imperative that the young people in our community, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression, feel valued, safe, and empowered and supported by their peers and community leaders. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Paul Coogan, Mayor of the City of Fall River in Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim June 2022 as LGBTQ and Pride Month in the City of Fall River, and we encourage all of our citizens to recognize the contributions made by members of the LGBTQ community and to actively promote the principles of equality, liberty, and justice. Witnessed by my hand, Paul Coogan, Mayor of Fall River. Now on with the show.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, so just a couple remarks from me here. My name is Sean Connell. I'm the president of the Fall River Pride Committee. And I'm really just truly honored here to be able to speak about being LGBT, being out loud, and celebrating the diversity that we have within the community. You know, one of the big things we're always trying to do within the community, we always kind of talk about it on our committee, is that we're trying really hard to be the adults that we needed when we were kids, right? Because this is not just about trying to be lewd or trying to sway anybody. It's about being able to celebrate who we are, to be proud of our diversity, and come together for all of our strengths to show a rainbow coalition of fun, friendly atmospheres that Fall River clearly supports and we're really, really excited about. Just to note, the festival is this Sunday, June 5th, 12 to 5. But before we get to that, I want to introduce 3 different speakers from our Fall River Pride Committee today. Our first speaker is actually our executive secretary. She's known as our Pride Mom because she is one of the most incredible human beings you can ever meet. So it is my honor to introduce Heather Souza.
Sure.
Yeah.
People that know me know I forgot to do one of my duties. The phone was ringing. It was one of our state representatives, Alan Sylvia. He could not make it. Carol Fiola is represented by Tyra. Paul Schmidt wanted to be here, and Michael Rodrigues also wanted to be here. They're sorry they couldn't make it, but they do support Pride Month in Fall River. They wanted me to let you know.
That's awesome.
And I apologize for cutting back in.
No worries. Thank you, Paul. Come on up, Heather. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Heather. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I'm secretary of the Fall River Pride Committee. I want to begin with the question, what is an ally? An ally is someone who supports the LGBTQ community with a genuine desire to fight for equal rights. A person who is willing to confront the challenges faced by the community, having a willingness to stand up for what's right, and to speak up when you witness an injustice, even and especially when it's uncomfortable. As you can imagine, if it's uncomfortable for you, consider what it feels like for the person who is dealing with the injustice. Standing up to bullies and protecting the community, and standing up and respecting someone's pronouns. This one is really important because just by simply using somebody's proper pronouns, you can reduce their chance of self-harm within the community. And this also lowers the suicide rate. And with the suicide rate for trans people being upwards of 50%, it's really important that we respect that. I'm a mother of 5 children, 2 of whom are part of the LGBTQ community. I have been told by my daughter, Jasmine, that I'm one of the easiest people to come out to. In fact, when she was ready to come out, we had a conversation and we were joking, and she says, well, you don't know everything about me. And I looked at her and I said, like the fact that you're a lesbian? I was right. And she was out of the closet, which I was very happy for. My son came out when he was a teenager. I said, okay, and we went on with our lives. The one thing that my kids have always known about me is that I'll accept them no matter what. It doesn't matter what they identify as, it simply does not matter. The mama bear in me will always fight for them and countless others because I believe that we should be allowed to live in peace regardless of who we lay down with at night, regardless of whether you are a girl or a boy or both or neither. I will always have your backs. I have always been the neighborhood mom as well. I've taken in many of my kids' friends. I've just treated them like the humans that they are. I have many children that I protect, and it doesn't matter if they're my blood. I care for them, and they need somebody to care for them, and that's it. As secretary of the Pride Committee, as Sean said, I'm Mama Pride. They call me Mom. It's not just a title because they know that no matter what, I'm there for them because I do care. That's also what everybody else needs. Someone to care, to stand up for them, to protect them, to include them, to have compassion and empathy, and to love them unconditionally. For me, it's love that shows that I'm an ally. The most important thing that I've realized throughout being an ally for the community is that I'm not here to speak for anyone else. It's my job to raise their voice up and to kind of lower mine so that way theirs is heard with the help of me standing by them. It's not difficult to be an ally. You simply have to listen. At times, when you witness an injustice, you speak up. You do something. We have to protect the community until they can protect themselves with the peace that they deserve. One of the biggest factors in protecting the community is to vote. Vote for those who are allies, those who support the community and want to keep them safe. They want to keep them included and accepted. Educate yourself and in turn you can educate others. Don't put the burden on the community to teach you. It's not their job and can cause further trauma. Many will welcome questions, and it's not a problem. But keep in mind that if you haven't educated yourself even a little bit, some of the questions can be offensive. And also, remember not to ever confuse gender with sexual orientation. We also have to remember that cis heterosexual people have a privilege. And by cis, I mean that you are living as the gender that you were born as. We have never lost a job for being cis. However, according to the National Center for Transgender Equality, transgender people have lost their jobs at a rate of about 25%, and about 75% have experienced some kind of discrimination in the workplace. Acknowledge your privilege and use it for good. Work on the social structure that gave you that privilege and include everybody. We all make mistakes. We have to remember that when we do make a mistake, it can impact others. If you misgender somebody, don't make a huge deal out of it. Simply correct yourself and move on. Calling attention to it only makes everybody uncomfortable, especially the person that you're misgendering. If you feel uncomfortable after making this mistake, that's good. Learn from it. One thing that you should know about me, I use your proper pronouns whether you are around or whether you are not, and I will correct anybody who doesn't. There's a few easy ways to become a better ally. One is, again, to correct people when they misgender. Speak up against insensitive remarks, homophobia, transphobia, racism. Let everyone know that you won't stand for it and that you are not that person. Promote diversity whenever it's possible in the workplace, at school, or even in the community. This can be done simply by asking and disclosing pronouns. Show your support for the community, easy as wearing a pin, a rainbow shirt. It also shows them that you're a safe person. One last thing that I want to mention is that I've been part of the Pride Committee for the past year, and it has been one of the best experiences of my life. I have been searching for acceptance since I was a kid, and I found it here with these people. I have grown and become the person that I needed when I was growing up, and that wasn't there for me. Part of it was finding this group of people that I consider to be my family. I will forever be grateful for the opportunity to serve the community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heather. I think there's a lot of times people try to figure out the best ways that they can be an ally, and I really think Heather kind of hit all those nails right on the head, right? It's not about just being LGBT. It's about celebrating all families. It's about celebrating all of the ways that we love each other, that we form love, that we create love. So someone else that I love, our next speaker here, I want to introduce Ren Perry.
Hi everyone, my name is Ren Perry. I use he, him as pronouns. And when I see the pride flag, I see resilience in everyday people who have fought for their right to be seen as humans worthy of love, identity, and basic rights just as much as the next person. I see people who stand under it proudly, as we are today, ready to be free. We also stand for those who cannot be with us. That's okay though, because these flags encompass all, no matter the circumstances. Lately, negative news on LGBT topics has been more than disheartening. It can be hard to stand up for what you believe in and who you are, but know that every single one of you is worth that, no matter who you are or love. I was scared out of my mind when I first came out, and it didn't go well in many aspects. My blood family had grown distant from me, and I fell off from my friends as well. I was both a new and the same person coinciding at once. At the same time, I made new friends and family, along with some of the existing really stepping up. The people around me started to grow with me, as I did for the better. Like a big flourishing rainbow garden, varying in variety and growth times. We accept the love we think we deserve. That's a quote from a book called The Perks of Being a Wallflower that's always deeply resonated with me. This Pride Month, I want everyone here to be a love that radiates so brightly that it helps guide those of us who can't find our own. Help them know that they deserve the love. Any person can do it, trans, straight, cis, gay, or non-binary. No matter how you identify, show kindness, show compassion, humor, and humility, and do it beyond Pride Month. Be there for one another, because that's what the LGBT community is about. Another shining attribute to the LGBT community has also been the concept of found family. I encourage you all to please come and get to know the community, not during this month or at our events, but all year round. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ren. Ren's bravery and courageousness is so admirable, and I'm so happy to have him as part of our committee. And last but not least, I want to introduce to you our reigning mix, that is MX LGBTQ Fall River. Just want to plug that real quick because we're going to be crowning another one at our prom next Friday, June 10th. But without further ado, I want to introduce Angel DaCosta.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angel DaCosta, and I am extremely proud to be standing before you all here at City Hall as we raise our pride flag here and kick off Pride Month. I was born and raised in Fall River, and now live here with my amazing husband of 5 years and our fur babies. I know that many may wonder why we may need to raise a pride flag in our city, or why do we even need a whole month to celebrate the LGBT community and what makes us so special. It may seem fair to some, but for those who have had to hide who they are or live in fear simply because of who they are or who they love, this small gesture is a beacon of hope. You see, I'm here to personally address the most vulnerable demographic in our community, our youth. Because I know firsthand what it's like to have to hide in the closet until I was capable of living on my own and supporting myself. I know what it's like to be made to feel so alone and so unloved. And I very first came out to a handful of people I could trust when I was 13 years old. The year before, I spent praying over and over again to wake up and be the person everyone else wanted me to be. But after a full year, it was easier to accept the fact that some things you just can't change. One of the first people I came out to was my oldest sister, and I can still remember the fear in her eyes and in her voice when she responded to me by telling me that whatever I did, Mom and Dad couldn't find out if I wanted a place to live. And I knew that already, which is why I never told them. But no 13-year-old should ever have to worry about having a place to live. No child should fear for their safety in their own home and around their own family. But for years, that was my reality growing up as a queer kid, as it is the reality for so many others. And it comes as no surprise that with that reality comes struggles with depression and suicidal thoughts. But I stand here today because I can say that I made it. I married my best friend, someone who truly knows me and loves me for me. We've been together for 7 years now, and I fall more and more in love with him every single day. We have our own home full of love and happiness, where no one yells and we are both comfortable and safe. I had to wait for that, but I promise you that it is worth waiting for. This is more than just a flag. This flag will fly as a sign and a reminder to all of those kids like me that they are not alone and they are not unlovable. I want you all to know today that there is so much love out here waiting for you, the real you. So don't give up, and happy Pride.
All right, so before we raise the flag here today, I just want to re-thank all of my speakers today. And I want to thank everybody who's out there trying to figure themselves out. We want you to know that Fall River Pride Committee is here for you. Recreation is here for you. The city of Fall River is here for you. It's not always going to feel like that. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel uncomfortable. People aren't going to know how to address you. They're going to be kind of jerks about your pronouns. But the whole point of Pride Month and the whole point of coming together to raise this flag is that if we do it together and we celebrate every person's individuality within the spectrum of diversity that is the LGBT community, every single one of us can get our ways back to that light, away from the darkness, and realize that there's nothing wrong with us, that love is love is love. So I want to invite a handful of my Pride Committee members to raise the flag so we can finally kick off LGBT Pride Month here in Fall River. Thank you guys so much for being here.